Hi guys, welcome to the first Food for Footy of 2025. Happy New Year to you all, everyone watching. We got Super Sub Michael back. Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me back.
Good to see you. Right, so what we thought we'd do is mid-season awards. Okay, we are officially halfway through the Premier League season. So, end of season awards will come, but this is mid-season awards. Now, this is going to be the first of 3 parts to this video, and the food that we are reviewing is Street Feud. So, I went on Uber Eats, and I always look for cheap delivery. Look for cheap delivery. I think if you're going to have something delivered, you don't want to pay extortionate prices.
It puts you off, doesn't it, when it's like crazy delivery charges.
Exactly, and I do love a burger.
I've said before as well, for me, it's the pinnacle of food for football, burger, chips. That's it. At the top of the league.
So what we've got is the Smoky Stack Burger. Okay, that's kind of like their bog standard burger. You can get others, but always try the basics first. And we have gone for Cajun fries as well. So they are absolutely covered in seasoning. And I think you said as soon as you had one.
Yeah. It's got a bit of a kick to it. But nice, though. Like I said, I'm still eating them. Just took me by surprise. When I first took a bite, didn't expect it to be so beautiful.
Well, normally, I think when you get seasoned fries, sometimes looking for the seasoning, these are absolutely covered in the seasoning. And when we say Cajun, it is spicy Cajun. That has got a real kick. I'm glad I've got my water next to me.
I'm going to say as well, I hate it when a delivery comes and it's all kind of smashed up. This is why I haven't opened my burger yet, because I wanted to show you guys this. The box, so it's a simple grade, you know what I mean? It's a simple box, but it's absolutely solid. There's like no movement to it. So I'm going to open this on camera because I'm pretty sure this burger's going to be pristine inside. Look at the packaging on it. And again, look at that.
It's well protected.
Absolutely beautiful.
Well protected.
No mayo down the side of the box, spits out. Do you know what I mean? Packaging, delivery, so far 10 out of 10. I think I put Five Guys up at the top from one of my last podcasts. But I'm looking forward to cracking this open. We might have a new leader at the top.
Do you know what? In terms of burger, because obviously I've bit into mine, the burger is really good. And it's thick. Really good and thick. I'm not a big mayonnaise fan. I know I might have a few comments about that in the comment section. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. But it was easy to take mayo off. Easy to take the mayo off, which is good.
Just pick and choose.
Just straight box, no mayo. So that was good. Right, so mid-season awards. We're going to do 3, as we said, and we're going to start with best player. Okay, so Murchie's, you can see, obviously not with us. I have got Murchie's thoughts on this.
Okay, nice.
So, Michael, best player. I gave you time to think about it this time.
You did. So as a super sub, normally I come in with no idea what we're going to talk about, what's going to be, and my reactions. I did have this last night. I think it was about midnight last night, 11 o'clock last night. But I did have it last night. But I don't know if the extra time to think about it
has made you think too much.
It's made me think too much. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know one definite. Do you want mine first?
Well,
What do you want? Tell me what you want. Best player.
Best player. Right, so best player. Now, there's different ways of doing this. I've said it's best player of this season.
Okay.
Now, I think there's different ways of going about it, personally. But for me, my one, Mo Salah. Okay, so my mid-season award goes to Mo Salah, and Murchie, shout out to you, mate. You've all agreed with me. You've said Mo Salah as the best player so far this season. Yours?
So I had a few in there. And I looked at it as best player. So are we looking at it as the best individual player of skills and, do you know what I mean, and being able to do something, or are we looking at the best, you know what I mean, who makes the team, who charges for the title, who is a game starter and the club doesn't exist without him? So 2 different entities for me, because to begin with, I thought about Wood at Nottingham Forest. And I thought, what an exceptional season he has had. But is he the best player of the Premier League? No. Would I want Chelsea to go all out to buy Chris Wood to have him up front? No, I wouldn't. So, Chris Wood, you were close. Nottingham Forest, you were close. That was the first name that went round in my head. Little bit of biased. I put Caicedo up there as well.
Had a great season.
I think Caicedo, and don't get me wrong, Caicedo was a great player at Brighton. Do you know what I mean? And when we bought him, we knew we were getting a special player. And I think he had almost a target on his head because of the price. And the minute he makes a mistake, it was like, oh, look, you paid 100 million for him and he's gave the ball away. Do you know what I mean? But I think Caicedo, and again, I don't know stats and figures, but I would argue he's probably up there, one of the highest tacklers in the middle of the park.
I think. I mean, we always say that we're not huge stats people. So if you're looking for a podcast talking about stats, we've not got them. But I think sometimes when you watch a game of football, you get a feel for how a player is performing and how well a player is doing. Caicedo has been fantastic this year.
For me, he's a really safe player. Do you know what I mean? He's a solid player in that.
But who gets your vote?
Unfortunately, so Wood, you're up there. Caicedo, I love you. Unfortunately, the best player, the player that has made the biggest difference, the most impact, is Mo Salah.
Has to be. So Mo Salah, 3 out of 3 for the votes. Yeah. Now, I must admit, I know I just said we don't look at stats. I did look at a few. Mo Salah has equalled his last 2 seasons at this halfway stage, and if you look at projections
on goals
and assists.
Oh wow.
And if you're looking at projections, he's on course to have a season up there with his best. I think his best is 2019. I think his best, but he's up there. He really is up there.
And he is a thing, isn't he? A formidable player. He's going to win you. He's going to win you the title, isn't he?
Well,
he's going to win you the title.
Because interestingly, I can see when people talk about the contract, and I did a video. If you haven't seen it, check out my video that I spoke about Liverpool's contract issues. I did it on New Year's Eve, to be fair, and you know, I can see why Liverpool have been more hesitant about a Mo Salah contract, because the last few seasons, don't get me wrong, he's hit double figures goals, hasn't hit double figures assists. I think he did last year. I think he got 10. But there's been this drop off that's happened near the end of the year. Mo Salah always starts a season well, but then usually African Cup of Nations happens and there is a tail off. However, I think a lot of people are looking at Mo Salah and saying he seems to be in a great condition.
And we've spoke about this before, haven't we? Even because of his older age, he's still physically in peak condition.
Physically prime.
Yeah.
But he certainly looks like he's playing for a contract and playing well. So
in my eyes, he's playing to leave Liverpool Football Club with a Premier League title.
Let's hope not. But
one last hurrah before he goes.
But no doubt, Mo Salah has been the player.
He's the player, isn't he? He's the player.
I think you're right to do some special mentions. I think Chris Wood, 1,000%. Now you're right. There's different ways of looking at mid-season awards. If you go for the best, what people might argue, in the pub, who is the best?
The best, yeah.
Then Liverpool sweep up, don't they? Because they're top of the league, they're flying. But Cunha, I said in the very first podcast, I thought Wolves would struggle because they've not got a goal scorer. Cunha is incredible. Looks like a fantastic player.
What as well? He excites me as well. I love his little celebration. Then when he scored from the corner, and he's just an exciting player. I feel great player. And I don't know if you asked me some questions, didn't you, about relegation and title? I don't know if are you dropping that.
No, not yet.
So I said Wolves are in trouble without him. Do you know what I mean?
There would be.
There's been some information that's been, and it's all early, isn't it? That's been dropped this morning. It looks like he's staying, but what a fantastic thing signing for Wolves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's looking great.
He's really stepped up.
I think Arsenal are interested. Liverpool are interested.
I think if he's available, I think any club will be interested in him. But he's had a great season. You're right to point out Caicedo. Cole Palmer, I said, would not continue his form this season, and he's been fantastic.
And important.
Massively important.
Not only a great player,
No, it's fine. But he has been a fantastic player, and he's continued to lead Chelsea in, and Chelsea are overperforming. You know, the Chelsea episode that you were on, you said 6th place, you'd be happy.
5th place.
But Chelsea are on course for a top 4 finished. You're right to point out Chris Wood. You know, and Forest have got a few players. Murillo, is it Murillo, the centre back? They've got there. You know, playing really, really well. You know, Anthony Robinson, Fulham having a great season. But for me, I think.
Tell you who else I like as well. Not putting him up there at the top. Brentford striker.
And Buemo, yeah, having a great
great.
a great season as well. And you know, his numbers are up there. He's one of the top scorers in the Premier League. Isak. Having a great season. I know Newcastle had a bit of a shaky spell, but having a great season. But again, I think you're right. Mo Salah is the player. His stats are ridiculous.
He's the player.
He's looking on course for a 2020 season. 20 plus goals, 20 plus assists. And I think when you're doing that at the age of 32, absolutely incredible. So, Mo Salah, congratulations. You have won our mid-season award. So, well done.
Please feel free to pop round to collect it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Have we missed anyone out? Look, this podcast works because of your comments. You know, we have our regular commenters. You know, Paul Edwards, thank you as always to your comments. But get involved. Have we missed anybody? Do you think the award should go to somebody else? Let us know in the comments and join us for part 2, where we're going to look at the best manager so far this season.